Welcome back for another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I have a fun video here. Everyone loves lists, or at least that's what it seems like in the raid system. Like everyone's always making lists about stuff. So I wanted to make a list today of the 10 champions I've taken up to 6 stars that I regret upgrading. I've taken just about 200 champions up to 6 star, and some of them I just don't use at all. Some of them I took up back in the day, and I definitely have some regrets about it. But before we do that, let's go full degen mode here. We got 1 primal shard, 2 times boost still going. We might as well pop it off, right? We're in a video, why not pop it off? Yeah, well, that's probably why we shouldn't pop it off. But let me tell you guys how you don't have to pop off any shards. You can just get a free legendary and some of the best epics in the game. Before you click the link down there in the description, log out of your Polarium Play account, then click the link in the description. It'll take you to this page. Create a brand new account with a brand new email, and then complete the tutorial, and then go to your inbox, and your free legendary champion will be waiting for you in there, and then you'll get your free epics as you level up your account. All right, so before I even start, I'm going to show you guys the list. Let me know who you guys might regret out of this list here. This is all my 6 stars out of the vault. Most of them are fully upgraded, and my regrets aren't even the 3 pain keepers, to be honest, because at one point they served a purpose against Iron Twins. The Iron Twins, Geo, and the one unkillable guy, I forget who, he's somewhere in here. Anyways, that was a team for a while. That was my way of defeating the Iron Twins, so I don't even regret 3 pain keepers. But let me know, who would you guys regret in here? But let's hop into it. My first champion that I regret taking up, and these are not going to be in any particular order as like as far as less useful, because some of these I just haven't used. For example, Gerta here, I guess this way here. Gerta Bogbrew. What the hell is that thing? I took Gerta up to 6 stars, probably just for champion training, to be honest, or something. Seemed like a decent idea at the time. I feel like Gerta used to be a lot better. Whenever an enemy receives a debuff, turn meter decreases by 3%, 80% chance of removing a random buff on all enemies, and then 80% chance of placing 2 poisons, like good poison stuff in there. I feel like, I don't know, back in the day, maybe she just got power creep. Or maybe I just haven't found a use for her. Attacks all enemies, 80% chance of a weaken, which, I mean, that's solid. You could book it up to 100% chance. After attacking, 80% chance of placing 2 poisons on all enemies without the weaken, and can't be blocked or resisted. So if they don't get weakened, they get poison. It's like one or the other. It's like kind of meh, whatever. Attacks one enemy, 6% chance of applying debuff spread effect, which, I mean, that's solid. But yeah, just Gerta, I've never tried to build, never wanted to build, never found a use for Gerta. Let me know, do you guys use Gerta anywhere? I haven't found a use case yet. I feel like this one might strike a nerve with some people, because I feel like some people really like this guy. Gurptuk Moss-Beard, a little bit of an older champion, right? I mean, I have used him from time to time, just not anytime recently, but I know like you can use him to get more damage out there, but I can just never get it to work right. Anyone of your allies under poison debuff inflicts 7.7 or 7.5% more damage for each poison on them, stacking up to a maximum of 30%. So you can get 30% more damage, also increases ally res for each poison. And then he places 3 poisons on them for 3 turns. They can't be resisted or blocked. An 80% chance of placing blocked buffs. So like his whole thing is like he's gonna place the poisons, and then from that you're gonna get 22.5 more damage right out the gate. I just can never make this work, man. Like maybe it's I don't have the books into him. Maybe I just never I had him built before, but I've been taking gears off of him. I mean, maybe is this a champion where I need to get like the I need to get the books on him to make it more useful, or is it just like one of those very situational things? I'm not in love with Gurptuk. I understand his purpose. I understand. I get it. I get why people would use him, and people use him like Hell Hades uses him to, you know, test damage of new champions. But as far as like an everyday use, it's just meh. It's just like, do I really want to poison my own guys? Do I want that? Not really. I mean, I get it. You want more damage, but also like, I don't know. I just don't feel he fits a lot of the needs I have on my team. So yeah, Gurptuk's in here for me. Kind of along the lines of Gurptuk is Skullsworn Fargal. Was he a fusion? Was he a login champ? I remember we got him back in the day. I was in love with him, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Back in the day, loved him. These days, I don't use him. He still has gear, because who the hell am I building in a Fury set, you know? Like, it's not like he's built amazing. His stats are kind of trash. 189 speed. I mean, he's got a lot of HP, to be fair, a lot of defense. But I definitely, maybe regret isn't the right word on him, because I did have an infatuation with him for a while because of this passive. At the start of the champion's turn, revives any random ally from the Lizardman faction with 50% HP and 50% turn meter. When attack destroys attackers max HP by 5%, destroys max HP of bosses by 2.5%, except for the Scarab King, who can go up to 5%, can't destroy more than 50%, also places True Fear. Wait, hold on, wait a second. Time out. Hold on. This used to be different, right? Wait a second, this passive, maybe I don't regret Skullsworn. I'm still putting him on the list. He's not booked, I don't use him these days, but did he get changed since I restarted in Raid? I feel like he's an okay champion. He's got the decreased attack all. Can't be resisted if there's ally from the Lizardman faction on the team. So, I mean, that's nice, especially against bosses. 75% chance to place into the provoke, and then he's got the strength on it. I don't know, the more I read him, I'm not regretting him as much. But I swear this, and like the little icon makes me think, I'm still putting him on the list, but I'm starting to question my own decisions. Wasn't he paired up with Skullsworn, who's gonna be my next on the list? I'm gonna put them together on the list, Skullsworn and Skullord, because I feel that it used to be Skullord would revive one Skullsworn on the team. Am I incorrect there? Am I just crazy as ever? Am I as delusional as ever? That's why I have a Skullsworn up to 6-star, because I don't think it used to be a Lizardman. Also, he's +1 because when I came back to Raid, I didn't know what the heck +1 and the faction guardians were, so I just +1 people. Just deal with it, all right? Just deal with it. No, my faction guardians aren't maxed everywhere, but I swear this was different. Now I'm questioning everything. I'm gonna put Skullord and Skullsworn together for my 3rd champion on this list that I regret, but now I don't regret. Now I'm questioning everything in my life. Interesting. I guess I should read better, right? Is this a hot take, or am I missing something with Skeletor? I've never used Skeletor anywhere. I feel like I haven't even ever tried to use Skeletor anywhere, but we get the free 5-star soul on him, so it's like, oh yeah, I'll take Skeletor up to 6. That makes sense. Some of these champions, they go up because, you know, champ chaining and stuff, we need those points. But yeah, I haven't really used him. We did get the 5-star soul. He's got some decent stats because of that, with the blessing and stuff and masteries and all that kind of great stuff. I mean, I did put his masteries because I intended to build him one day, but I never did. I never did, and I regret it. I probably ended up spending the 800 gems, which is even more of a regret on this this champion here. I've never used Skeletor. I love the design. Looks amazing design. Just haven't been able to find a use for him. No books into him. On the passive, whenever he attempts to place a debuff, steals a buff and decreases turn meter or increase accuracy, all that kind of great stuff. Whenever this champion is hit, 40% chance of placing, 50% decreased res. The chance increases 75% for champions from the Tolarian League. 50% accuracy on all allies. Chance to steal any block debuffs. I don't know, like the kit, I just haven't found anything great with this kit. Decreases all enemy turn meter by 15% if they're from the Tolarian League. Decreases by 30%. I mean, he's got some control stuff in there. He's got a chance to place in petrification, decrease attack, decrease speed, and whenever it's removed or expires, 50% chance to place in decreased speed. So it's just like, where are you gonna use him, you know? 75% chance to increase in duration of random debuff on the target. Just like, meh, you know? Let me know. I could be wrong on all these champions, who knows? Let me know, where are you using Skeletor? I wanna know. Queen Ava. Do I regret Queen Ava? Not completely, but more recently, yes. She's a really good farmer, and that's why I have her up to 6 stars. But realistically, she's not that much better than other farmer options I had at the time. I was unaware how incredible Hellhound was as a farmer. Hellhound is my current farmer. Bellower would probably do just as well as a farmer, if not better. I mean, or just as well in general. It's just since I switched her off of being my farming champion, I literally don't use her anymore. And that's where the regret comes in. It's like, man, I put all those resources into her, including masteries yet again. I just don't use her these days. Not even in Faction Wars Hard or anything like that. She does have that on there. I mean, that's cool. Maybe I try to use her in Faction Wars Hard. Maybe it's because she's not booked or anything, but I mean, that's partly because like what she was doing with the farming. So she attacks all enemies, decreases turn meter by 20%, resets the cooldown on each of those champion skills if any target is killed. So essentially, she hits the energy drain, goes to the next wave, hits the energy drain, goes to the next wave, hits the energy drain. That's why she's my farmer. Was my farmer, not anymore. And that's why she's not booked. You don't need her booked. She just resets. Attacks the enemy 2 times, Ignores 50%, not worried about that. He also has Rend on her. I mean, Rend's probably not the best use since it's not 6-star. Again, I haven't used her since I really got back and started understanding more about what's going on, like blessings and stuff, you know, like it is what it is. It's just a champion. It's not a complete regret because she did me well, but I don't think I needed to really sink those assets into her, including the masteries and stuff. I think even as a farmer, I would have been fine having no masteries on her. But that's literally the only place I've ever used Queen Ava, is just farming campaign. This one is awkward. Hellhound. Common Hellhound. Yep. Just basic 1-star Hellhound. I have one that's at 6 stars. I feel like I did this in the past, like before I quit and came back. Do I regret it? Yes, 100%. And it's not like he even goes with Packmaster Shayek. Like he doesn't work with Packmaster, so there's no excuse there. I mean, I know why I did it, to be fair. I 100% know why I did it. But there's big regrets there. Luckily, I didn't sink the masteries in there, but at one time he was fully built for things and stuff back in the day. Maybe even more recently with the perception on there. I don't even know. But it was because he's got on the A1 places a sleep debuff. Actually, it might have been when I came back for sleep on Sand Devil. Maybe like when I came back last time. I don't know. But I came back for the A1 sleep and then instantly regretted it because it's trash and this is a horrible champion. Also, I thought it would be kind of funny to have like a common 6-star champion, but yeah, the regret is big on this one. You guys can make fun of me as much as you want for that one. You know, sometimes I get goofy ideas. Sometimes they don't work. A lot of resources wasted. It is what it is. Can't take it back. You know, can't live in the past. A little bit of regret. A lot of bit of regret. Yeah, Hellhound. I have one 6-starred. Gory. Epic from the Shadowkin. I don't even really think like Gory is bad or anything. And Gory's skills are upgraded because Gory's an epic and sometimes we need champion training, but sometimes during champion training we need a 6-star champion, and sometimes you have a 6-star soul form, so it's like, let's take him up. Maybe we'll need him in the Cursed City, who knows, you know? Maybe we'll need 4 of those awaken stages. Nope. I've never used Gory. That situation has never came up, unfortunately. So it might have been a champion training thing. It is what it is, but never built, never put anything into it. I don't even really know what Gory does. To be honest, let's see if there's any positive ratings here. Ice Golem, okay, Ice Golem, or Fire Knight rather. I don't know why I said Ice Golem. I looked there. Faction Wars, okay. Counterattacks with Cold Comfort skill whenever an enemy places a crowd control debuff on an ally. What is Cold Comfort? That's the A1. Attacks one enemy 2 times, places an extra hit if the target's under a freeze debuff. Okay, so it has the freezes. Could be good against like Fire Knight hard. Attacks one enemy will ignore defense, shield. Also ignores 50% if they're under a freeze. Places counterattack. And increase. Okay, I could see this being good against Fire Knight hard. Next 3 times at random, 75% chance to place for. I could see that being good against Fire Knight hard, but again, the regret here is I've never used Gory. They were only upgraded to 6-star for the soul of probably a champion training event. Yeah, just a little bit of regret there. Just a little bit. I haven't sank any resources into the mastery, so it's not a big regret, but a little bit of regret there. But at least we have the 6-star soul. All right, let's get a little controversial here. I feel like we've gotten some safe picks in there. Maneater is not who I'm picking here. Maneater, the man-bat teams, Maneater serves his purpose. Clan boss, I have 2 Maneaters taken up somewhere. Or maybe, do I have 2 Maneaters? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't take the other one out of the vault. It's not Maneater, it's Dark Kael. It's Dark Kael. I took Dark Kael up because there was a Dragon Hard team I was trying to build. And then I found a different Dragon Hard team and I never built Dark Kael, so just never needed to. You can see I started to build him at one point, or maybe I did have him like in gear. I do see him popping up in my Faction Wars Hards. It just, with the 4-star soul, I thought I would use him more, and I've seen him popping up in some of my teams. I didn't put any masteries. Maybe it's just partly because I haven't really put any of the resources into Dark Kael, but I thought the Dark Kael would speed up my Dragon Hard 10, and then I guess like in that process, something else clicked and something else worked for my Dragon Hard 10 team. I don't know, maybe should we try Dark Kael out and try to find some uses? I feel like he's a champion that people, it's not like he's that bad. My regret is that I sunk so many resources into him at the time and then ended up never using him for the purpose I took him up for. I sunk a lot of resources into farming him up specifically. Decreases crit rate of all enemies under 2 or more poison debuffs by 15%. Multiple champions only happens once. 75% chance of placing 3 poisons and 25% poison debuff. poison sensitivity debuff. I mean, that's positive, especially against dragon. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance decrease attack. Each critical is 75% chance to increase the duration. We're going to increase the duration on those poisons and the poison sense. Attacks 3 times, activating poisons, or 1 poison, 1 HP burn. So I feel like he could be solid there, especially like with some of the other poison champions I have, like Calvalax, Bad L. I mean, there's definitely some things I can make work, and that's probably why I took him up. I mean, Calvalax I use a ton, especially live arena dragon teams. Like I use him a ton, and just for whatever reason, I upgraded Dark Kael to 6-star, got him up to level 60, and then just never used him. Never used him. Maybe the team didn't work. I don't actually remember if I had tried the team. Maybe the team just never worked. I don't know. This one is a definite regret. I took Gaius up with the hopes of like having a bomber champion, because I don't have a lot of bomber champions. All right, maybe I just don't use them because I do have Lord Shazar. I think I got Lord Shazar more recently. I don't even remember when I got Lord Shazar. But Gaius, like I took him up with the hopes, like there was like a really toxic arena team going around where you put him in stone skin and then just you use him. But maybe it was just I didn't have the right resources into him. I got unlucky on the books. He's got 1 attack, 30% chance of placing a bomb debuff that detonates after 2 turns, occurs once per hit. Instantly detonates all bomb debuffs on all enemies whenever this champion is killed. Attacks 1 enemy 2 times. First hit instantly detonates all bombs, and then second hit will ignore unkillable. Attacks all enemies. Chance of placing a sleep on each enemy for 1 turn, and chance of placing placing 2 bomb debuffs that detonate after 2 turns. And then attacks 1 enemy grants an extra turn if it kills anyone. So you kind of go with the A2 and then into the A3. I don't know. I could never get it to work. I built him in stone skin and it just never really worked well. I did sink all those resources into him. I don't know. I had a lot of troubles with the Gaius teams early on back when I returned to raid, and I pulled him and I got really excited, and then it just sucked. It just never worked, if I'm being completely honest. So a lot of regret on this one, just because he just kind of sits in my vault and does nothing now. He's a really cool looking champion, and maybe I just don't use bombs right. Maybe I need to up his attack a lot more, but yeah. Definitely a little bit of regret here on Gaius. Honorable mentions. Let's go with some honorable mentions here before we get into the 10th and final one. Hopefully I counted right. If not, just throw one of these honorable mentions in there. The 3rd Cold Heart. I've never really actually needed a 3rd Cold Heart. I mean, I ever built just in case, but I've never actually really needed one. I guess like if you're just going with a super nuke team, it makes a lot of sense. Another honorable mention, my 2nd Wixwell. That was just a big fail, a big bomb. It just didn't work out the way I was hoping to. Same thing with my 2nd Packmaster Shayak, taking him up. I mean, it was cool concepts at the time. It just didn't work out, and I sunk a lot of resources into those guys. So definitely taking those 2 up along with the Cold Heart. Big regrets. Tayrell! No, I'm just kidding. I love Tayrell. Tayrell was like my favorite champion, and then this guy came out and made Tayrell kind of obsolete back in the day. I mean, there's a lot of like epics and stuff, but back in the day, like Occult Brawler was like OP on like Clan Boss and stuff. Like a lot of these were like old school champions that are up. That's why I'm trying not to hate on too many of the old school champions, you know? Like even some of these legendaries like Hacker and Smash Lord, or even Longbeard. Longbeard gets a little bit of play here and there from me, but you know, they're old school champions that back in the day were really, really solid, you know, like Ghostborn. I could make a case for my 2nd Arbiter. She used to be built for speed. I don't use her anymore. So I could make a case for my 2nd Arbiter, but I think that falls under the honorable mention. If I had to pick one for my top 1, a champion I was really excited for, maybe I just hyped myself up. I don't know, maybe my own delusions got to me. The Incarnate. The Incarnate! Decent and Faction Wars hard, to be fair, but I thought this champion's gonna pair so well. I know everyone was like kind of poo-pooing on her when she came out, but I was like, nah, bro, she's gonna be fine. She's gonna be just fine. Like, I didn't sink any books into her, luckily. I did get her skills all the way up, but I was hoping like she would be much, much better when we get her. She's got increased res for each champion under ally protection. Also receives 20% of the damage of any ally arbiters. If there's multiple, it'll only activate once. Any arbiter is about to get killed, it places unkillable for 1 turn. So she protects the arbiter, and that's kind of why I was excited. I was like, oh yeah, in arena, live arena, we're gonna have protection for our arbiters. Like we're not gonna lose our speed lead. And then like the meta kind of shifted, and a lot of people don't even go with speed leads these days. It's kind of sad. Increases accuracy. When killed, resets cooldown for Destiny's Call skill of arbiters. So again, just like pairing up with the arbiters, she has the ally protection, the strengthen on there, chance of removing all shields, placing shields on all allies, provoke, 10% chance of counterattacking if Arbiter's hit. I thought she was going to pair so well with Arbiter. I was so excited for this champion. I think I was the only one. I'm pretty sure everyone else was like, no, she's not going to be good. But for some reason, I really got my hopes up for Incarnate. Built her right away, like day one, and I was like, oh, and never used her ever again. I could probably go through and pick some more champions on here. Let me know what you guys think of these 10 champions. Again, let me know who you would pick out of this list. I was looking through it. I feel pretty good about it. I feel pretty good about the list for sure. There's probably 1 or 2 I could add or take away, but a lot of them I use like in faction wars or just like a certain use case. The ones I put on this list, I just really don't use or have never used. Let me know some of your guys' biggest regrets in raid as far as champions you've upgraded to 6 stars down there in the comments. I'll see you guys on the next one.